dear ones. This is a timeless, near personal love and spirituality reading for whomever is guided to watch it with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And this reading is in particular is dedicated to Tam that made a donation to the channel to get more content like this. If you also want to support my channel like Tam, you can follow the donation link in the description box of this video. Take note that the reading can be in the reverse for some of you. If you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for the season that is up, where you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the OSHO Zen Tarot by Ma Deva Padma. So, when I open your deck here, I see consciousness in the reversed and laziness in the reverse. So it seems like the divine is thinking that you're a little bit lazy with doing your meditations, okay, to be in mindfulness, doing your yoga, things like this, okay. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have compromises in the reverse together with laziness. So it's also about kind of having control over oneself, to be able to have self-control and to be able to put up goals and have maybe a schedule for your day and actually be able to follow it, okay? So something that's healthy for you. And it seems like you might have turned a little bit into laziness and doing the thing that feels comfortable instead of doing the thing that you need to do to kind of take yourself through this, is what I'm feeling, whatever it is that you're going through. So I'm thinking resting is a good thing. So be resting, but do rest in a kind of nothingness. Don't do anything. Really rest and just sit around and stare and be like bored out of your skull. That is the better way to deal with this situation. Okay, so I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and this is promising to be a breakthrough for you if you can be able to do this, because you have been asking the divine, why are my situation like this? Why can't I be able to move on? Why can't I do this or have that? It's because you haven't really cleared your mind. You haven't really cleaned out your life. You haven't really purged yourself. And you're not doing the healthy choices for yourself or having the healthy schedule for yourself. But if you do, you're kind of promised the breakthrough here. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have possibilities together with compromise. So this feels like something else as well, but what I'm feeling here with the possibilities is about holding the reins, you know, being able to kind of have self-control and to be goal-oriented and to actually be able to achieve those goals and not go back to like your old habits or the easy way out. Okay, but there's something else here as well. We'll see. So, 6 elements: earth, morality, and the master. So it's different things with being, you know, I have to do the healthy choice. I have to do this. I have to behave. I have to be not sinful, following rules, things like this. That's one thing. The master, it's another thing. It's what you do to obtain inner peace. It's not something you do to be a good citizens in the world or be seen as a good person or a good Christian or a good Muslim or something like that. This is something you do to obtain awareness. So you're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing this only for yourself, okay? And for the universe as well, because your consciousness spreads like rings on water. Okay, so 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear viewers. So I want you all to have love in your life and to find yourself in loving relationships. Well, they don't seem that loving right now. Isolation. So I'm thinking this might be the reason to why you don't stay in boredom, to why you don't stay in meditation, to why you don't do your yoga practice or your mindfulness practice, or why you're not eating in the way that you know you need to eat so that you will become your healthiest self or get more energy and feel more happy. So I would like to read this card for you. Isolation. So in our society, we are taught to not cry, to put a brave face on things when we get hurt and not show that we are in pain. And all of us at one time or another might feel that the only way to survive is to close off our feelings and emotions so we can't be hurt again. If our pain is particularly deep, we might even try to hide it from ourselves. This is what you're doing when you're avoiding to be bored or to do your yoga or your training, or you're avoiding it by not staying in mindfulness, by not doing your meditation, because then it will come, the feelings will come. So you're also avoiding it by maybe eating the wrong things and or drinking alcohol or whatever you are doing to avoid this pain. So this can make us frozen, rigid, because deep down we know that one small break in the ice will free the hurt to start circulating through us again. The rainbow-colored tears on this person's face hold the key to breaking out of the isolation. And we had the breakthrough card as well. The tears, and only the tears, have the power to melt the ice. It's okay to cry, and there's no reason to feel ashamed of your tears or to be bothered by your tears. Crying helps us to let go of pain, allows us to be gentle with ourselves, and finally help us to heal. We are miserable because we are too much in the self. And what does it mean to be too much in the self? And what exactly happens when we are too much in the self? You can either be in existence or you can be in the self. Both are not possible together. To be in the self means to be apart, to be separate. To be in the self means to become an island. To be in the self means to draw a boundary line around you. To be in the self means to make a distinction between I am this and I'm not that. The definition, the boundary between I and not I, is what the self is. The self isolates, and it makes you frozen. You are no longer flowing. If you are not flowing, if you are flowing, the self cannot exist. Hence, people have become almost like ice cube. They don't have any warmth. They don't have any love. Love is warm, and they are afraid of love. If warmth comes to them, they will start melting, and the boundaries will disappear. In love, the boundaries disappear. In joy, the boundaries also disappear, because joy is not cold. And you might feel like, I want love, I want joy, and this would melt my ice. But what the divine is asking of you here is to actually become part of everything, instead of just become a part of someone else, or like one situation or one group or one relationship. And the only way to become a part of everything is to go inwardly inside yourself. And it can be painful, so stay with the pain. Also the pain that indicates, okay, you need to eat this, you need to eat this, you need to eat this, or go and do something, you're bored. So this is also pain. So just stay with it, okay? Just identify what it is that you're feeling right now when you're sitting here being bored out of your skull, and feel it, okay? Stay with it. Roll out the red carpet to it. This is the way that you will heal. And then you will find this, the playfulness, the happiness, and the being, we are the world kind of thing here. Okay, so I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so see what's up for you today, my dear ones. So I'm just going to tune in here for a few seconds to you and your situation right now. Okay, so the divine says that you don't have to follow these instructions. They are only here because you have asked the question. So this is your answer. You have asked why. Why is this happening to me? Why can't I have the thing that that person have, or that this person have, or that I want to have, or the things I dream of? And this is the reason. It's not because you are worse off than anyone else when it comes to creating certain things for yourself, but you have taken these steps towards personal growth. And it means that you can't stay in the old paradigm anymore. You're about to make a quantum leap. And with this quantum leap, this is what it is. It's to become not the self, but a part of everything, to become your soul. And this is the next necessary step. So you're kind of in no man's land at the moment, not being able to participate in the old world and not really fully coming over to the new world. Okay, so moving on to the reading. This is the new bottom of the deck, and it's conditioning in the reverse. So the devil in the reversed, and it's about you. You have been able to free yourself from certain conditionings and to not kind of try to subordinate yourself and compromise yourself in the old comfortable compromises, situations, relationships where you had to bow your head and to try to fit in. That is over now, but you have freed yourself like this. Just this other step. This is the old bottom of the deck, and we have consciousness here. So I'm thinking you were probably more conscious in the moment where you broke free from your conditioning, and while you broke free from the conditioning was probably a lot of pain. And then things probably started to get better for you, and you left your consciousness behind. But it's you're probably going to have to do it again, and hopefully free willingly. I think in this past time when you became this conscious out of the pain, it was because you were forced to. You were almost like in a back alley. You couldn't. There was no comfortable way out. But here here you were forced into awareness to be really sharp and to be really awake, and to also to your pain. But then you started to heal a little bit, and things started to get better for you because you ended maybe different acute situations that wasn't really good for you and was taking a toll on your health. And now you have become a little bit lazy, okay, because things are kind of looking up for you when it comes to your, like, the world. The situation for you isn't acute anymore, so you don't have to go into the pain. Pain is now a choice, but if you go into the pain, if you open that doorway to the uncomfortable, to the icky stuff, you will continue your healing and continue your spiritual growth and be able to make this quantum leap. It's almost like you are the caterpillar, kind of being this mush inside of this, it is woven this little home for itself, and inside there it's dissolving into kind of nothing, just cells and a mush, and it's regrouping and to become the butterfly. So it's kind of comfortable here. You're not challenged anymore, but you're just mush, okay? So to be able to make the quantum leap, you need to get your butterfly wings, and to do that is to stay aware, to stay awake, and to move through the pain of this metamorphosis. Okay. So I'll just put out the cards here. This is a little bit like the past here, and this is the now, and this is the future that comes now. But it will, I will read it in a different way that penetrates deeper into the situation. Okay. So this is the issue at hand, and we have a celebration. So you really want to take part of life, to be able to celebrate life, to be happy and joyous, and to not feel the Three of Swords, the sadness. So you kind of want a little bit like a shortcut here, and you're trying to amuse yourself and do happy things, which is a good thing. I want you to do happy things. I want you to amuse yourself. I want you to, kind of over exceed things. Maybe eating that really good food, and being really lazy, or watching a lot of television, or going out with your friends, whatever it is that you're doing that's maybe not super healthy for you, but it's amusing you. I'm all for it. Continue doing it, okay? But don't let that be all that you do. Don't let that be all that you do. Also, bring in this with practice, with staying in boredom, with staying in, doing your yoga, doing your exercises, going into mindfulness when you take out the dishes from the dishwasher. Feel the glasses in your hand, feel the knives. Are they dry? Are they cold? Okay, just every step you take, be aware, be awake, and also meditate. Doing breath exercises, and also just staying in boredom, being bored, really bored. It's very good for your brain, and it's also in that time your brain can learn from everything, all the information that it has come to it. And in our modern day, we never have to be really bored. Before, we were more bored, and our brains developed in a much better way, and it was able to store things. So your memories, people had better memories in the past because they had these bored situations where they could really store memories. But this is good for you too. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not good for you. And this is your past here. And we have this going with the flow. So you have really been able to do a very great step in your life to actually aim towards the things that's happy. Maybe choosing to be with people that actually makes you happy, that's having your back, that being really good friends, and probably sorting out the people that where you had to fight a little bit too much to stay in connection with them, or to not end up in dramatic situations. So this is really, you're going with the flow. You're doing the thing that comes easy for yourself, easy for your body. So this far, this good, okay. So, and this is kind of your mission here. And we have fighting. So it's still going on things in your mind. You're being kinder to your body. You're being kinder to yourself. You're being more lenient towards yourself. You're letting yourself off the hook, not doing certain boring things, or going to boring situations, maybe parties that you don't want to attend to, or dinners that you don't want to attend to. But you still have, these enemies that you had on the outside before. You still have them in your head. And when you have them in your head, you will call them back into your world. So you need to do the next step, and that is to clear your mind. And how you clear your mind is to stay, for example, in boredom. And if these kind of thoughts comes, or that person did this to me and I should take revenge, but I'm not the person that take revenge. I want to do this instead, but I can't do that. When you are doing this, write it down. Write it down. Either you can keep it in a diary, or you can take the paper and burn it somewhere safe, where you won't start a first fire, or you can shred it to pieces and bury it in your compost. If you're using really good paper that won't destroy your compost, it will dry up your compost a little bit, so it become earth. But whatever you choose to do, give attention to these thoughts. Stay in boredom and give attention to it. Let it, go haywire there, inside of there. It's okay. And then after you have done this for a little bit, you stay with your feelings, because this have provoked a lot of feelings. It's usually our thoughts or our subconscious that's provoking some kind of feelings. Sometimes it comes from the subconscious saying, okay, this is the situation you have been in before. It's going to end like this. I'm sure it's going to end like this. Or it can be you thinking about situation that you have been in. Oh, I remember this time, then that happened. But it's usually memories. It's usually how you are being taught that the world is working or is going to work. So even if you're doing a great job with yourself, you're not really doing a great job with your relationships, the ones that you have with the people that have hurt you in the past, basically. And they are continue hurting you inside your mind. So this is your mission, to clear this out, to start to come into union with everything and not divide things into black and white. But to do this, you need to look at the black. You need to look at the things you fear and how you have felt you have been treated and all these kind of things. So necessary. So this is what the divine brings to the situation. They really want to give you all this happiness and all these other things, but you are the creator here. So if you are not doing this work with your mission here, with dealing with your thoughts, they can't provide you with happy relationships, because you are creating relationships like this because of what you have stored, because of your blueprints, because how you affirmate to yourself every day, like, oh, those people can't be trusted. And it's okay that you're thinking this, but you need to go down and investigate it and heal the trauma that caused you to think like this. Okay. And so the divine really wants to, they are sending you opportunities to be in love and joy and happy relationship, happy circumstances, having a lot of money and abundance and other things all the time. You're just not able to receive it on the frequency level where you are with your mind. This is the combination for your situation here and what the divine is sending. So how this are for you. And we have past lives here. This is the block you have. This is what's causing you to think like this, because of everything that you have experienced. It has left a mark on you. The experience was experience that your soul wanted, because it wanted to feel it, it wanted to see it, it wanted to experience it. It was important. Your soul was hungry for these experiences. But the experience also left a mark on your very fragile soul. It's like a jellyfish in water. If you take it out of the water, it's even worse. It's even more sensitive. So it's easily marked. And it's because you're like a sponge. You're easy for you to take up these experiences and collect them. And they are usually being collected in water. So, for example, tears. We talked about tears with the Three of Swords. The moon is ruling the waters. So you're being pulled, like the energy is pulling you. Universal energies are pulling you to remember this so you can heal it. To remember these pains so you can heal it. But you don't want to do the work because it's uncomfortable. You want to be a positive camper, like a happy camper. You want to be a person that is happy, have peace, inner peace, are delighted. You want to feel this beautiful frequency of being in harmony. And you're trying outside things to make that happen. But the divine wants you to go inside and make that happen. Okay. So this is a combination of the past and how things are affecting you right now. And we have innocence in the reverse. So it's the Sun card in the reversed. So it seems like you have a little bit, like you are in tune with it's easy, what's making you happy, the easy thing. But you're not in tune with your own inner wisdom at this point. Because you have combined before you have kind of put your inner wisdom in the same box as what other people think, or the rules, or morals, or principle and values. So it's time for you to sort this out a little bit. What other people have taught you that this is what you need to do to become happy, and it's not working for you, and what is really your soul's voice in all this. So good advice is to be out in nature and to speak with the creatures of nature and being really in tuned your own vibration when it comes to living things that maybe doesn't start to argue with you. So a tree, a cricket, I don't know if this is really cricket, it probably has some other name, praying mantis, I'm thinking. Yes, it's a praying mantis. And flowers, things like this. So try to connect a little bit more with nature. We have 18 moon, 19 the sun here. I'm thinking I'm going to read Innocence card for you, the sun card there. So, the old man in this card radiates a childlike delight in the world. There is a sense of grace surrounding him, as if he is at home with himself and with what life has brought. He seems to be having a playful communication with the praying mantis on his finger, as if the two of them are the greatest friends. So I'm thinking one key here is contentment with what life has brought. I don't think you're content at all with what life has brought at this moment. And it's okay. You need to heal first before you can be this content. There's no skipping steps or making big quantum leaps without doing the foundation work first. So the pink flowers cascading around him represent a time of letting go, relaxation and sweetness. They are a response to his presence, a reflection of his qualities. The innocence that comes from a deep experience of life is childlike, but not childish. The innocence of children is beautiful, but ignorant. It will be replaced by mistrust and doubt, and this here, what we have here, as the child grows and learns that the world can be a dangerous and threatening place. But the innocence of life lived fully has a quality of wisdom and acceptance of the ever-changing wonders of life. Zen says that if you drop knowledge, and with knowledge everything is included, your name, your identity, everything, because this has been given to you by others. So this is the key here. What is given to you by others, what comes from your innermost self. If you drop all that has been given by others, you will have a totally different quality to your being, innocence. This will be a crucifixion of the persona, the personality, and there will be a resurrection of your innocence. You will become a child again, reborn. So right now you are both healing yourself and also sorting through what other has told you that you need to do and what your soul is kind of dreaming of doing, okay? Because it still has dreams. And here you are trying to heal yourself. You're trying to be nice towards yourself and take good care of yourself. Even if it's a little bit laziness, it's fine. Even if it's a little bit like, I know there's a commandment about overeating and overdoing things or living in too much abundance, but it's fine. You're doing this now. It's good, okay? It's good for your healing, but you also need to take the time to do your to be in boredom and to stay with your wicked mind here. Okay, so, and this is the work that needs to be done. And we have traveling. So traveling is the Eight of Wands, it's the flight of the butterfly. So you still are on, like you're still ascending. You might feel a little bit like you have been stuck or you haven't been able to move on. But there's a block here, and it comes from your past life, your past experience that is still playing up this movie in your mind. But your work is to become aware, to become awake, to sort out the misunderstandings, how you have misperceived the world, how you thought that things were in a certain way, but they are in another way, to find truth. And how to do this is to look inside yourself, but it's also to continue to experience the world. So Eight of Wands is also that divine energy is coming and lifting you, and they want you to be ready so you don't miss out on this flight because you are trying to shut yourself out because you don't want to feel the pain here, or you don't want your mind to drag you around the room, so you're trying to preoccupy occupy it with things, and that's fine, but also take time and let it come up and sort it through so you can heal, okay, step by step. So this is what other people bring here. And we have ripeness, so it's another 9. You have the 9 of Cups, this is 9 of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling is that they are ready for you, okay? There's people here ready and waiting for you to make your life happy and abundant. And there's relationships, beautiful circumstances. And not only people, but also other kind of circumstances when it comes to career or your dreams being fulfilled, having that house or being able to make that journey. It's all lining up for you here. So it's waiting for you. You just need to remove some of your blueprints by working through them. You can't just remove them or drop them. You need to work through them. You need to feel them, realize them. You can do my exercise dealing with pain. You can also Google dealing with pain. Maybe on YouTube you can go on dealing with pain, and you can see different exercises for staying with your pain and digesting it, because it needs to be digested. It's like old food that hasn't been properly digested and it just stays as a block. But if you digest it, it will become a page in your book of wisdom instead, a lot of pages, and that is what your soul craves. So outcome here, and we have postponement. So all this thing waiting behind the curtains, but you are not really living in the now where it can happen, because you are trying to postpone this pain, that needs to be sorted out. You say, oh, I have already dealt with all of my inner child work. I have forgiven my parents. I have scanned through all my blueprints. I have done all the affirmations. I have done all the meditations. I have done everything. But you haven't, okay? You're postponing the work that needs to be done. And that is also postponing the things that you want in your life. Right now, it's like between breaths, the breath in, breath out, and you are resting is what I'm feeling. And just, it's like a vacation before the work begins again. But you are kind of called to slowly start the work again and, facing your pain so that you can go right through the block and thereby removing it by digesting it. And then all these lovely things that wants to come to you can come to you, because these blueprints are really gone. You have really made them into wisdom instead of fear. Okay. So, my dear ones, I'm thinking actually I will take Oracle card also. This is from the Spirit Messages, and see what's up for you here. Okay, vulnerability and study. So study your own vulnerability, I would say. This is a confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back, or allow a misguided sense of that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. So this with the Three of Swords, the pain, you don't want to feel it, but it's not a bad thing. It's healing you. When you give attention to the pain, stay with it, parenting yourself through it, you will heal. Okay. So it's like when you give a child attention when it has fallen and scraped a knee. If you would ignore it, it will always feel the pain of you ignoring their pain. And this is what also is going on in your system. The pain will never end until you have acknowledged it and healed it, or said that you're sorry for not done for you haven't been doing it earlier. So like a parent would have to say that they're sorry when the child is 20 and said, hey, you never comfort me when I was hurting myself. What was up with that? So it will always be there until you deal with it. Okay. Study. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. Okay, so beautiful. So, My dear ones, I hope this helped, and thank you so much for watching this. If you like my content and want to see more videos like this on how to heal yourself and make yourself ready for that true romantic partner of yours, or if you just want to work on your spiritual growth, remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get a heads up when a new video is ready and waiting for you. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. Until next time, stay truly blessed and bye-bye.